Hey, welcome to another SUPboarder review. I'm Ruben and I'm going to be going through the brand new 2016 Red Paddle Co Ride 10.6, and we're going to also be looking at the last year's 2015 Ride and seeing what the differences are. Red Paddle Co, one of the biggest inflatable SUP brands in the world, started making inflatable SUPs back in 2008 and still have one of the biggest market shares in the iSUPs today. So going over some specifications over this year's 10.6, it's exactly the same specification wise as last year, 10'6" long, 32 inches wide, 120mm thick, comes in at 240 litres in volume, has a recommended PSI pressure range of 15 to 25 PSI, it retails at $6.99, but the difference from last year, it only weighs 9 kg, opposed to the 12 kg of last year. This board's designed for an all-round paddler, somebody who wants to get on the water, do some river cruising, muck about with the family, catch the little waves, do a bit of exploratory, maybe an overnight camp session. So generally an all-round board for an average weight rider of about 65 kg to about 95 kg. As for the backpack and pump, the backpack is exactly the same as 2015 boards. It was a really good backpack last year. I don't think they've changed anything. The zips and the material look exactly the same. Roller wheels at the back, backpack, shoulder straps nice and padded. So the backpack's really nice. The pump is the award-winning Red Titan. The only thing I have noticed they've done, they put a little bit of bungee on here which you can put around there to stop your Titan from coming undone and stuff. Double chamber pump, you start pumping on both chambers, so you have a large chamber and a smaller chamber, and then when the pressure gets high, you just take the valve out, put it up the top, and then you just be pumping on the smaller chamber to finish off the pumping. I said in another video, really good pump. I can probably pump to about 10 to 15 psi, almost paddling capacity on the two chambers. Unplug that, pump it up, finish it off on the smaller chamber. Red Paddle Co Titan, a very good pump, so that comes with all the boards as standard. Let's look at the differences of this board compared to last year. The main differences they've done is the construction of the boards. They're still made of drop stitch. I believe it's the same drop stitch as in the 2015 ranges. It's just the top layer, which is the MSL fusion technology they now use in 2016. It's basically, it stands for monocoque structural laminate. Hope I got that right. Instead of buying the drop stitch with the PVC stuck on top, and then you basically put your glue on top of that and then put another layer of PVC on top of that, what they've done is they buy the drop stitch in the complete mesh netted form, let's say, and they pour the same amount of PVC onto the drop stitch in a liquid form. What that does, that brings down weight, it brings down human error, so you get a lighter board, and they say it's stiffer, and they say it's just as hard wearing and as durable as last year's. So we took their word for it, but we drove over it anyway. So this is the same board I drove over in the car, and yes, I put a towel on the front, and yes, I washed my tyres as well. So short of dropping it off a building or running it into the rocks like you've seen on some of the Red Paddle Co videos, I believe this board is just as strong as last year's. But the biggest thing I've noticed straight away, as I said before, is the weight. Okay, this is 9 kilograms, that's 12 kilograms. That's a 3 kg difference. It makes a big difference when you're picking it up. When you roll it up, it actually rolls smaller than it did last year, so it goes into a tighter roll, goes in the bag easier. Other things that have changed from last year's board. They've upgraded, and the eyelets on the bungees, tie-down straps, all stainless with a little proper plastic inset. Last year's they were plastic and then stuck on, so these are moulded stainless ones. The red logo at the front here is now screened on. It's not stuck on like a foam pad, it's screened on now. A wider padded carry handle in the middle, and they've taken the same padded carry handle and they've put one at the back as well, and also next to it is the leashing point on the side there. It does look very similar to last year's board, but when you start looking closer, there's a few refinements that Red have done, like make the serial number here a bit smaller around the back. The logos down the sides are a slightly different colour, and the deck pads are slightly different colour. It paddles obviously exactly the same as last year's. Last year's paddled fine, it's just a nice all-round board, not super fast, pretty stable, does everything all-round paddle which should do. Okay, if we turn it over, which is easy to do because it's nice and light. Okay, if there's any mud on the front, it's because it's gotten driven over and I haven't washed it off properly. It's got the same iFins, super stretchy thruster setup they've got, which is indestructible. and the logo's been printed on the front. For the deflection test, we thought we'd do both the boards. We did the 2016 and the 2015. Both pumped up to 20 psi, which is in the mid-range of psi range, and they both dropped the same amount, 24 millimeters. Is there any negatives or downsides to the 2016 Road Paddle Co ride compared to the 2015? It's the same amount of money, it's lighter, and it's got a bit more refinement and padding for the user. So it's been a well thought out product that they just made better. So no, it's absolutely fine. And is it value for money? It's the same price. Yes, it's value for money. Still get your time pump, you get a great backpack. The SUPboarder verdict for the 2016 Road Paddle Co ride. Still a really good all-round board that's 3 kilograms lighter than last year, and you can still drive over it. It's going to be a winner for an all-round paddler.